Let's have a look at the starting grid. Charles Kitely and Jensen Hookey, who continues to lead the championship by fractions of points, so to speak. Line up on the front row. Ewan House and Hayden Gray, row number 2, ahead of Nate Gange and Alice Fairclough, who complete the top 6. Completing the top 10, it's Jacob Batchelor, Thomas Butcher, Leo Livings and Dominic Parabok, with Joe Neal and Kane Langley on row number 6. Ronnie Legg and Zach Champney will start on 13th and 14th, completing 7 rows of competitors. So I can officially tell, ladies and gentlemen, you all at home, I know that everyone's having to contend with this heat wave before we're due to have a deluge of rainfall over the next few days. 30 degrees Celsius apparently is the temperatures here. Highs due to hit 32 degrees Celsius here today at Whilton Mill. 29% humidity. Feels like 30 degrees. If you're in a shaded area, sometimes you do get a little bit of a welcome breeze, but there's hardly any shade that I can see, apart from if you're in an area where there is a little bit of shelter. So drivers making their way out onto the circuit ahead of their second heat. After this we'll have 4 more races before we go onto the official lunch break here. And on the Alpha live stream you'll see the nice little paddock walk I did yesterday afternoon, bumping into some characters. Mark and Jordan Baines, no exception. Had a good chat with Andrew Fallon from Tillotson T4 and also race director Dan Ashton from yesterday. So you'll be able to see all of that on the stream during the lunch break, but also you'll be able to see that on the Alpha Live YouTube channel. So please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be informed on everything that's going on. Plenty of events happening this weekend. I know that earlier on this year, Alpha Live were 5 for 5 this week, on many a weekend. I'm actually going to have a look and see how many events there are currently on Alpha Live. Thank God for smartphone technology. Well, we currently have us here live at Whilton Mill and the Cadet Kart Championship currently underway at, as my good friend Henry Baudet would say, the global centre of world motorsport, Landau International Raceway in South Wales, not too far from the Isle of Barry. Or the traditional pronunciation is Landau. I've got cousins in Penarth, so I can't speak Welsh. Henry can. Right, green flag waves at the back. Revs rise. And Honda Cadet Heat 2 is underway. They'll make their way through into Oblivion and Crook for the first time. A little bit of sunlight gleaning out off of some of the Nassau panels at the back end of the field. As Charles Kitely leads the field, followed by Jensen Hookey. It's getting a bit close for comfort. Look at that train and a half. Hayden Gray is behind Ewan House. Alice Fairclough is battling away, of all people, with Hayden Gray for position. That's for 4th place. Into Ashby's for the first time. Very, very close between all of these drivers, all 14 of them, as they make their way through. It might have been Kane Langley might have tried an opportunistic move through Wilkins, but thought better of it on that particular occasion. Down the back straightaway, into the boot we go once again. So Charles Kitely already up the road by nearly 6.5 tenths after the opening lap. Don't tell me you're trying to do a Sebastian Vettel like in his Red Bull days there, Charles. If it's 1.3 seconds, then he'll definitely be out of karting DRS range, which is when everyone gets their head down. But it's getting a bit feisty for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Jensen Hookey remaining in 2nd position ahead of Ewan House, the S plate and the GP plate. All run wide there from Jensen Hookey. Nearly gave an opportunity there for Ewan House to get through. Hayden Gray just has got the ringside seat a little bit further back. Good running by Alice Fairclough. In the number 30, holding on to P5 at the moment. Nate Gange rounding out the top 6. Jacob Batchelor, Thomas Butcher, Dominic Parabok and Joe Neal rounding out the top 10. Leo Livings in 11th. Ronnie Legg, Kane Langley and Zach Champney rounding out the 14 strong, all still running. Total field last time was covered by 4.2 seconds. Total field now covered by 8.2. So Zach Champney has dropped way back off of Kane Langley. As I said earlier on in the first heat, it is like a game of chess in Honda Cadet. It's the same in Miami Cadet as well. And that will be coming up a little bit later on. Probably folks that are watching at home, you can probably hear some cheers in the background. Or some shouts of encouragement. And there will be some signals being shown to the drivers. So Charles Kitely has the number 64 put in a fastest lap of the race. No, Jensen Hookey this time around has done. Alice Fairclough. Well, Alice Fairclough's just put in the fastest lap of the race. 53.154. Oh my goodness me. Hayden Gray just opened up the barn doors and Alice Fairclough has done a 2 for 1. Another one this weekend. I'm sure that Will be looking at that one thinking, how on earth did she pull that one off? Well, Will, you've taught her well, mate. You've taught her well, along with Bella. Brilliantly done. And I don't think that either Ewan House or Hayden Gray, who have both just got warnings. Oh, dearie me. Zach Champney has pitted, but Alice Fairclough is the driver on the move and is not that far behind Jensen Hookey. No, actually, a couple of kart lengths behind Jensen Hookey. This could spice things up rather nicely indeed, because the top three covered by 1.3 seconds. And Alice Fairclough was just over a tenth quicker than Jensen Hookey. Hayden Gray, 53.787. That was nearly 4/10 down. Move happening here. That's the number 12 on the 89. Jacob Batchelor on Nate Gange. And Gange retains the position. Fairclough looking up the inside. Wide from Hookey. Wide from Hookey. Gray gets through. Oh, this championship has really gone spicy, folks. Alice Fairclough in a genuine P2. Hayden Gray also saw Jensen Hookey keeping those big old barn doors wide open and said, thank you very much, I'll take some of that. And look, Will's even cheering him on. Come on, Alice. Massive exclamation points with Alice in capital letters. So, lead is now nearly 1.6 seconds. Charles Kitely leading the way in the 64. Alice Fairclough in second position, followed closely by Hayden Gray. Kitely put in the fastest lap of the race, 53.114 as it's nearly 3 abreast. And that is between Gange, Batchelor and also Butcher in the 54. So, battles happening everywhere. Ewan House has just put in the fastest first sector of anybody. So whilst Charles Kitely looks over the left and right shoulder and says, oh, right, see you later, folks. Everyone else is squabbling over the scraps on the table. And here comes Hayden Gray up the inside of Alice Fairclough. Neatly takes the position. I'll be honest, that was a very good move there. Jensen Hookey now looking up the inside of Alice Fairclough. Alice Fairclough runs very wide out of pit bend and drops down to 5th position. But don't counter out. Do not counter out. If she can pull off that kind of move like we saw earlier on in the race, a 2-for-1 special, Jensen Hookey gets a warning from race control. Number 33 gets a little bit of a slap on the wrist there. And they do have to watch what they're doing. You know, it's all about hard and fair racing. We know that championships are on the line, but you've got to win it cleanly. So now Hayden Gray leading the charge for second position. Kitely is going to make it 2 for 2 so far with a minute on the clock plus an additional lap. The gap between Kitely and Gray last time round was 2.1 seconds. That will further increase based on the fact that these four are squabbling. They need to start pushing each other forward. If Gray wants the second Honda Cadet title in 2 years, now something has to happen. And it's got to happen in the last 2 races of the championship season. Ewan House, and there we go. Hayden Gray probably has just heard me and gone, right, let's go for it. And Jensen Hookey sends it up the inside. There's Ewan House. And Alice Fairclough, bit of a nasty bump over the curbs going through Inkermans. Gray goes, let's go that way, folks. And Hookey goes, I'm going ahead of you. And that just says everything. That just says everything. Hookey wants this title. Gray wants to defend it. 5 seconds on the timer remains. Gap was 2.3 seconds last time around. Kitely about to come out of pit bend for the penultimate time. We complete lap number 8. And it's a personal best from Kitely. Lee now 2.7 seconds. Hookie in second. House in third. Gray in fourth. Fairclough starting to fall by the wayside a little bit, but she's got plenty of time between herself and the driver, Nate Gange, in 6th place. But she's got the opportunity here to have the ringside seat, and boy, she got one. Hookie started defending. House to the outside through Ashby's. Gray gets through. Fairclough does it again. 2 for 1 from Alice Fairclough, this time through Ashby's and into 3rd position on the final lap of the race. Hookie's gone defensive. Gray up the inside of Fairclough into Osius for the final time, and still wheels on the grass. Fairclough keeps the throttle pinned and keeps it stuck in, but Ewenhouse gets through. But we have to concentrate on what's happening at the front. It's all kicking off for 2nd position. Kitely's going to take the victory. Who's going to take 2nd? It looks like Jensen Hookie is going to have that advantage. And who is in 3rd place? It's Ewenhouse, Hayden Gray, and Alice Fairclough. Right, folks. I'm going to calm my voice down a minute, but I'm going to say it now. Alice Fairclough has done 2 overtakes where she's taken 2 drivers, once at Christmas Corner and once at Ashby's. And I have never, in my commentary time here at Whilton Mill, ever seen that in one race. She got 2 buy one, get one's free, Will, on the same race. That shows that Alice Fairclough has improved exponentially. Charles Kitely is your winner by nearly 4.7 seconds after that one. Ahead of Jensen Hookie, who keeps a narrow championship lead ahead of Hayden Gray, who finished 4th behind Ewenhouse, and Alice Fairclough. Genuine pace to possibly have been in 2nd position at the end of that. She takes P5 ahead of Nate Gange, Joe Neal, Thomas Butcher, Dominic Parabot finishes 9th, Jacob Batchelor finishes in 10th ahead of Ronnie Legg. The only novice in this field finishes 12th. That is Leo Livings, Kane Langley and Zach Champion. What is happening there? They are actually inspecting the front bumpers and just seeing whether they may need to check that, and if that's the case, then that's a penalty post-race. In most competitions, that will be a 5-second drop-down penalty. But after what was an absolute slobber knocker of a Honda Cadet race, unbelievable was the words that James Parford has just uttered. Next up, heat number 2 for Ioni Cadet.